Yeah. The scary part is, I don't want to make this about me, but I think it resonates, right? You have people in situations similar to what you found yourself in, which is, you know, um, for lack of better term, I mean, literally survival was the fear, right? I can't go back to having nothing. There's the flip side, which is what I have found myself into, which I had such a good upbringing that trying to build that same um,
Urgency.
upbringing for my kids is really, really hard. Like, I don't know how to have time and be available and have money and be, emotionally available and all these things. And so my thing is like, I don't know how to build freedom and purpose into my life. There are people who I think are listening going, it's just too much work. It's too hard to do these things. It's too likely to fail. Like over rationalization of taking risks, I think is a really tough thing to get through. And I
I
wanted to ask you that. How do you push forward when you know the reality of the outcome oftentimes?
um so a part of the underlying premise of the book, but on
Yeah.
multiple levels. One of them though is that, and I use this easy language so it sticks, but so a little cliche, but is the joy of living is in the striving, right? That I one offer to anyone listening that the joy you truly seek is trying to touch the ceiling of your potential and your capability. That is the thing we really are seeking. We are not seeking the result. Anybody who's been to the mountaintop can tell you that's why you're talking before. They're all melancholy. It's because there's
Yeah.
nothing to see, and we like looking up more than we like looking down. And so, if you first have to, in order for the book to resonate, you have to accept the premise that what you truly seek is to push the boundaries and understand why the hell are we here and what am I capable of doing. It's why marathon runners get melancholy, and so do Olympians, right? Because they like the training better. So I have accepted the premise, and maybe it's a spin on a little bit on my ADD and my intensity, is that what I seek is to know, can I do it? Right. And so agree that sometimes from one angle, my book and my life can seem really hard. Like, oh, I don't want to teach at Harvard Business School. Like, why would you go from Shark Tank to do that? But then when you
Hmm.
take a step back, like, but deep down, I always wanted to teach. And I never got a chance to know because I was denied the upbringing to know, could I really compete at the highest
Mm.
level? And am I
Yeah.
really rationalizing that I only went to a city school because I had to, whereas maybe it was the only thing I could do? My mind is
Hmm.
not sure. And that's worth a lot to sort of prove to me. But I would argue the vast majority of people listening here, what I'm saying right now is resonating because it's a safe, warm way of saying it. You really want to know what you're capable of, right? And so, I think we have to, start there. That's once you peacefully settle into that, I no longer resist, like, oh, why am I trying again? Now, it's hard. There are moments with this book. It's so smart how you started this, where I'm like, why am I having to work so hard to explain what the book is about to overcome the objection? I'm like, well,
Mm.
you did it on purpose. Like,
Yeah.
because you knew there's a greater prize. If you could
Right.
reframe this act of pursuit of ambition in a way that is actually actionable, you can unlock millions of people or thousands of people who've self-selected out of ambition because they carry anxiety or shame, or you know what I mean.
Wow. I wish I had transcripts. If you're listening, go back and listen to that again because I interpret it, but I could not explain it the way you just did. The number of people who self-select out of
Ambition.
reaching for what they
Yeah.
can do, um, not just because of their internal struggles, but because of what the world tells them should be the norm, is we are losing we're losing so much from that,
It makes me want to like high five you, like, yay,
right?
right?